For decades, Prince Harry has been the subject of relentless speculation in the international press. One of the most persistent and sensational rumors has been the claim that his biological father is not King Charles, but James Hewitt, a former cavalry officer who was romantically involved with Princess Diana. Yet when we look more closely at the facts, this rumor falls apart. In reality, there is far more evidence to confirm that Harry is unmistakably the son of Charles. Let's begin with the timeline. Prince Harry was born on September 15, 1984, at St. Mary's Hospital in London. At that time, the marriage between Prince Charles and Princess Diana was still in its early years. Though their relationship had already begun to show cracks, there is no record whatsoever of Diana being involved with James Hewitt during that period. Multiple credible sources, including Hewitt himself, have admitted that their affair began around 1986, 2 years after Harry was born. Chronologically, the claim that Hewitt could be Harry's father simply doesn't hold up. So why did the rumor take root? The answer lies partly in appearances. James Hewitt was known for his red hair, and Harry too grew up with striking red hair. For the tabloid press, this was enough to spark endless comparisons. What they ignored, however, was that Diana's own family, the Spencers, had several members with naturally red hair. The most logical explanation is that Harry inherited this trait from Diana's side of the family, not from any supposed link to Hewitt. Now let us turn to the evidence that Harry does, in fact, resemble his real father, Charles. If we look at photographs of a young Charles in the 1960s and 1970s, when he was still the Prince of Wales, the similarities with Harry are clear. First, the facial structure. Charles had a long face, with a prominent chin and distinctive jawline. Harry mirrors this closely, with a nearly identical jawline and nose shape, features strongly associated with the Windsor family. Second, the expressions. Charles often displayed a half-smile, a subtle curve of the lips, sometimes bordering on awkwardness. Harry has the same habit, particularly in formal settings. Even their laughter resembles each other, eyes narrowing, forehead creasing slightly in the same way. Third, posture. Charles was known for his slightly stooped stance, a characteristic frequently noted by the press during his youth. Harry, despite his athletic build and military training, shows a similar posture, shoulders slightly hunched, particularly when walking casually. Fourth, speech patterns. While Harry's accent is more relaxed than Charles's, there are unmistakable similarities in intonation. Both pause mid-sentence in a way that reflects a shared manner of speaking, subtle but telling of their bloodline. Put together, these traits leave little doubt. Observers and royal historians alike have emphasized how strongly Harry resembles his father and other members of the Windsor line, including Prince Philip in his younger years. So why won't the James Hewitt rumor die? The simple answer: tabloid appeal. Diana's private life had always fascinated the public, and her admitted affair with Hewitt was irresistible fodder for the press. By connecting the dots irresponsibly, red hair, a known romance, the media created a narrative too juicy to let go, regardless of the truth. The facts, however, are clear. Diana herself admitted to her relationship with Hewitt, but always after Harry's birth. Hewitt too has publicly denied being Harry's father, confirming that the affair began later. There is no credible evidence linking him biologically to Harry. What's more, when you compare Harry not just with Charles but with Diana's brother, Earl Spencer, you see strong genetic similarities, the same pale skin, the same red hair, the same bone structure. It is overwhelmingly evident that Harry is the product of both the Windsors and the Spencers, the legitimate son of Charles and Diana. And this brings us to an important point: the sheer unfairness of this rumor. From the time he was a boy, Harry has had to endure speculation that cuts to the very core of his identity. This is not a harmless rumor. It questions who he is, where he belongs, and who his father really is. For any child, hearing doubts cast on their parentage would be painful. For Harry, forced to endure it on a global stage, the effect was devastating. The rumor has also cast a shadow over his relationship with Charles. However strained their bond may have been at times, they have always been father and son. The continued suggestion that Charles is not his real father undermines this bond, chipping away at a natural relationship that has been there since the day Harry was born. Harry himself has spoken openly about his struggles with the press and the trauma of growing up under constant media scrutiny. The loss of Diana only intensified this, leaving him deeply scarred by the way the press intruded on his life. The rumor about his parentage is just one more example of the cruelty he has endured, one that no adult, no matter how strong, could simply shrug off. This story also illustrates how the media can construct narratives that stick for decades, regardless of evidence. For the public, it may be gossip, but for Harry, it is a lifelong wound, a reminder that his life was never treated as his own, but as a commodity to be consumed. Today, as we see Harry with his own family, the truth is evident. He carries the Windsor features unmistakably, and when standing next to Charles, the resemblance is undeniable. Whatever the tabloids may say, Harry's parentage has never been in doubt for those who look beyond the surface.